Hi. So recently I became a stay-at-home mom, and my husband is home too. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people are in that same situation. Um, I've never really done anything like this before, but I figured I'd give it a shot, and I'm just gonna do some makeup. So today I've already primed my face. I used Master Prime. I love this stuff. And then for my foundation, I'm going to use Fit Me Matte Poreless. And the shade is 128 Warm Nude. So, I didn't know going into this quarantine that I was going to end up becoming a stay-at-home mom. I've worked my kids his whole life. I have a daughter, she's 8 years old, and my son, he's 4. And I'm raising my sister's kids, and they're also my kids. And one of them's 5 and the other one's 8. So we've got our hands full. Anyways, so I thought, okay, probably be out of work for a month at tops. My husband, about 2 weeks later, he got furloughed, and so we've both been off of work since April. Well, I don't know if you've ever been stuck inside of a house that's less than 1,000 square feet with 4 kids and your husband, and everything's shut down. I'm sure a lot of people are relating to what I'm saying. I just needed to find an outlet, to be quite honest with you. I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll see. So, I got this sponge from Target. It's like $1.99. Maybe I should use better sponges or better makeup. But the stuff that I use, I really feel like works for me. So if it works, why pay more? Plus, I can't really afford it. Ain't that the truth? Okay. So, I like to go in my eyes with a concealer because I like to lay my eyeshadow over that. Sometimes I use like a really white concealer because I want my eyeshadow to pop, and other times I use just more of a neutral concealer. Today I think I'm just gonna do some normal makeup or soft glam. I'm really not sure. We'll find out. But I'm gonna go in with this hydrating camo concealer satin finish by e.l.f. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I have another one of these e.l.f. concealers. It's very dry, and this is the one that I use when I want more dramatic looks on my eyes. I never ever use this under my eyes or for anything else. It dries out your skin, it makes you look wrinkly. It's just not a good under eye concealer. This one's more hydrating. I've not tried it under my eyes, but so far I can tell the formula is better. So I'm just gonna go in And I like to just lay it on. Boom. Boom. And I don't usually care how much I get on there because I'm going to rub it in anyways. But I just try to make sure that I have pretty good amount of coverage. A lot of people use tape. I don't really remember usually, most of the time. It's a good idea. I love doing that. I think it's good, whoever came up with it. So, my kids, this upcoming school year, I've been trying to decide what the right thing is gonna do. You know, I have a lot of anxiety, and I'm always worst case scenario kind of mom, and I worry a lot about what's gonna happen if they go to school and they catch this virus. One of my kids is immune compromised. One of them has asthma, and the other two thankfully are pretty healthy, but you know, you just never know. And I think that I've just been living in fear for a long time, for these last few months. I mean, it seems like it's been a long time, and I think it's just because we've been stuck inside and not really seeing our loved ones or our friends, and our kids aren't in school for so long. And you know, oftentimes I just find myself panicking for no reason, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced that, as far as not understanding where that emotion is coming from. All of a sudden it's like a jolt of electricity going through my body, and like recently it's kind of taken the wind out of me. I mean, like, made me black out while I was driving. Thankfully I was close to a stop, so I was able to pull over. But I think about that, like, what if that happened while I was on the freeway? You know, like, this virus isn't just affecting me in a way of like getting it, it's mentally and physically affecting me, constantly being scared. I decided to take a trip to see my dad, and I didn't realize the things that were happening in California when I went, and I didn't have plans on going anywhere, just visiting with my dad. But I got there and I felt like I was entering the apocalypse, and it was really scary. I started thinking about, like, what's gonna happen? This is, I mean, I haven't been out of the house, and this is what's going on outside, you know, so I'm really scared. I'm scared for my kids, and I'm scared for what's to come. And, you know, I know that I can't live in fear, and I'm not working anymore. I used to work in a medical office. I've worked in a medical office for the last 4 or 5 years now, and before that I worked at a truck stop on a fuel island, and before that I was a hostess at Chili's, you know, from the time I was 16 years old. I've never stopped working, and so it's just been a weird transition for me to not be at work and to be home, not only with my kids but my husband. And I'm grateful, don't get me wrong. Like, people are like, oh my gosh, you guys are so lucky, at least you're both home together, you know, and that's true. We're so lucky that we get to be home together. But I don't think anybody really realizes, like, you need some time apart from the people that you love the most. Because even though you love them so much and they're your favorite people to be around, when you're forced to be around them in the house, you start to see their face every day. I don't know what I was going to say, but it's just, you know, what it is. But I have 4 kids. One of them's a girl, and then I have 3 boys. So my girl, she gets kind of lonely, you know, because it's just me and her. She always says, I wish I didn't have brothers. Oh my gosh, it sucks having brothers. She is 8. She just turned 8, June 3rd. She's my best friend, though, in the whole world. She understands me. Her and I have been through everything together. And, you know, I look at everything and it's just a blessing to have them all, regardless of what happened and how I got them. Everything really has been a blessing, and I have to remind myself that every day when I wake up in the house with the same people, that it's a blessing. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use Mr. Diva on my Jeffree Star Morph palette. It's this one right here, and I'm just gonna do this part of my eye. I probably should have used a bigger brush, to be honest with you, but this one's fine. I'm sorry that I talked so much in the beginning. You can skip through all of that and just watch this part. I know that I'm just a little nervous. Like I said, I have anxiety. I've never done anything like this before. And people always tell me I should put my looks out there. I should do YouTube, and I know that a lot of people do that, and it just didn't really seem like maybe that's not going to be my thing. But now that I'm home, why not? I guess we'll see. So I'm one of those like really goofy moms. You know, I like to really embarrass my kids. I sing them songs outside of their school. When I drop them off, you know, I hold their hand and they kiss them in public, and you know, even though they're little, they don't like that. They're still embarrassed about it. So, you know, my daughter, she's kind of picked up on some of that, you know, little goofiness, and she has like an obsession with farting for some reason. So I'm gonna go in right now, and I'm gonna go in with wand noise right here. She's got an obsession with farting, and she thinks it's the funniest thing. And she even does it to all of her little friends at school. So my daughter is in, well, she's gonna be in 2nd grade, but she's in 1st grade. And she used to sit by this kid when I would pick her up. His name was Caleb, and he had green eyes and was a little, you know, little cute little boy. And she would sit by him, and, you know, I'd be like, who is that, Natalie? Why do you keep sitting by that boy every day I pick you up? She's like, oh, that's my boyfriend. I'm like, your boyfriend? You're 7, you know. Boyfriend? What do you mean? And she's like, you know, like, he tells me I'm pretty, and that I'm funny, and he likes me. And I'm like, oh, well, what do you like about him? She's like, he's got green eyes, and he's so cute, and he lets me fart on him. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, he lets me fart on him. So one day I'm picking her up, and she's sitting by him, and I think this kid just had enough. He loves my daughter, don't get me wrong. Well, maybe not loves her, but You could tell that there's a friendship. Maybe not her boyfriend, but it's a friendship. She's too young. Well, you could tell that this kid was just kind of tired of my daughter farting on him. And he was like, Natalie was like, bye, Caleb, I'll see you tomorrow. And he's like, Natalie, can you please not fart on me tomorrow? And I just start busting up laughing. And I just think this is hilarious because my daughter loves to embarrass me. She tells people all the time that I poop all day, all this kinds of crazy stuff, like personal things that go on with my bowels. And she thinks it's funny. She thinks that it's just hilarious. So this kid's like, Natalie, please don't fart on me tomorrow, you know? And my daughter just starts busting up laughing. And I'm like, Natalie, he doesn't want you to fart on him, you know? People don't like that. I don't fucking like being farted on, you know? Like, whatever, judge me if you want. I hate being farted on. So anyways, she just starts busting up laughing. And she tells this kid, I will fart on you tomorrow. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it forever. And this kid's begging my daughter to just please not fart on him tomorrow. And she's just laughing the entire time we're leaving the school. And she goes to school the next day and she farts on this kid again. And this kid still sends my daughter little love notes, little Valentines, you know, things like that. So I guess moral of the story is, if he likes you enough, he'll let you fart on him, even if he doesn't like it. And my daughter taught me a lesson. To stop being embarrassed about who I am and follow her lead, basically. So I'm almost done with my eyes, and I'm just doing my eyeshadow for you guys. So I just did these two in my concealer. So I did this one and this one, and then I just did my concealer. But I'm gonna top my lash with Honest Truth, and it's over here. I'm gonna top this part with that. Okay, so nice and blended out. Okay, here we go. And that's my eyeshadow for today. Just a sun look, sun-kissed.